Hello, Narnach here.
Reeks of corruption. Let's see where it comes from.
Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Legacy League. SSF on the Hardcore. Merciless Act 4 is where we find ourselves. At level 67 on the Aqueducts. I did stock up on some League Stones. We have Horrendous, we have Invasion, and we have a Rogue Exile. We actually have two Horrendous chests here, that is rather lovely. First one is just ahead there. Okay, that is getting a little too intense for me. Also for my golems, since they're kind of croaking there. Upside, we can and will fall back, murder things, and then just push forward again when the area is clear. But a lot of damage is being hurled at me. Might very well be that these are things that somehow got lost from their attachment to the box. Okay, it seems I have my items disabled. Okay, should be good again. Area with two paths, unfortunately. I might be missing out on some things from one or the other side. Every once in a while I could, of course, pull back, backtrack a little. Check the side areas. Corrupting bloodlines, lovely. So that way, if the Rogue Exile is on the other side of the road from where I am normally walking, then I will still encounter it. Because it might be Igna Phoenix. It might be. So go for my current goal, at least for the, let's say, the next hour or so. It's gonna be to make my way to the Mines waypoint, the Crystal Veins waypoint at least. Free the thread, get a skill point, clear my way through the dried lake, all those things. So then at that point at least I will probably have another level or two on me. And then I'll have to make a choice whether I want to try and see if I can do Malachi at, let's say, level 70. It's gonna be ambitious. Let's call it that. Oh, hello there. Malachi at 70 is rather ambitious. He's a tough bugger, does a lot of damage. On the other hand, we have two golems, we can summon totems so we can deal with the mines. We ourselves are capable of doing quite some damage. And well, most of the leveling actually goes into our defenses, so well, the higher level we are, the better the gear will be, things like that. Killing Malachi counts for an achievement. It's the final quest basically that I still need to do. So that would be one easy point. It's something I actually have some control of. Okay, so here I can't hide my coins items. Hello there, Kodu. Because that was the annoying thing about not having my 19 achievement points so far, is that just lacking a couple of things which are gated behind RNG, which basically equates to both a combination of luck and playtime. Playtime is usually not on the high end, so in this case luck was a little bit against me. So this garb that is yeah shadow stuff. Here we go. Boom. Oh. Ah, chicken already died. Golems not impressed. That's a lot of birds. Hey, Armius Bell. You are a rogue, Exile? That's the one I'm hoping for, but I'll kill you all the same. So, getting into the top end things now, Nightmare, Bassinet. Usually if you're playing a duelist or something. Wait, that's more Purenda stuff. That's the third one. Useful. Okay, they are chewing through my golems though. Okay, and I stopped seeing gold, so I think I killed them. Oh no. I just killed the batch that followed me. And there we are. So, did we do everything? Apprentice coffers, invasion boss. Dealt with an invasion boss, right? Starting to doubt myself. Yeah, it was Konu, maker of winds. Yes. Okay, so. More things to stash. Let's just sell these since we actually have a vendor that is relatively conveniently placed here. Okay, Dried Lake, 66, actually one level under leveled. But this should help us get there. Is that sarcasm, witch? Or do you truly enjoy yourself here? This dried out lake. Hello there, Eeyore Grainfur. Goodbye, Eeyore Grainfur. Hey, Titan Shields. Or Titanium Spirit Shields. Life, mana regen, it also requires level 68. That's a little unfortunate. Upside. We already got one. Must have dropped from one of the blues. Since they drop items at +1 level. Oh, more horrendous mobs. Also a bunch of non-horrendous mobs, might as well take those out. They are chewing through my golems once again. Pretty good at it. On the other hand, I can resummon golems more often. Then they can get resummoned from their box. Because eventually the box runs out of batteries. My golems don't. Okay, once again, lots of bugs, lots of boom. Dominus. Just gonna say, looking for Dominus. And then I run into him. Oh, that was a overhead arm I kind of missed. Yeah, you're dead, mister. For purity. I'd rather go for profit.
Thaumaturgy just keeps getting the better of you, doesn't it, Vol?
Okay, well, technically, I was gonna say, technically that's all we need here, but of course we have a rogue exile. Do want to murder that. Wait, actually we were greeted by your engraver. Another invader boss. Two additional. Ooh. We're gonna be in for a treat next area. But that means we can leave this place.
What do you want?
To your pockets. Okay. This one was useful to keep. At least to look at later for some crafting purposes. Then the banner. Okay. Next. Oh, that's a very welcome, very cheerful, enthusiastic greeting with lots of particle effects going on. Luckily, I was not. Oh, ancient construct. That means the Val ancient construct boss thing is there. Hello there, Vera, indebted aristocrat. Horrendous cash. So 2 chests, 3 bosses, and on top we also get an additional coffer. Serpentine constructs. That's another one. Wraeclast. So this is a rather lovely Legacy League stone. So that means out of the 5 charges, we're gonna get 3 invader bosses. So that is 15 chances of getting the 6 invader bosses I want. Okay, another skill point. That's even more life and ES. With the method, with the final one, we might just hit 3000 life. ES is lagging a little bit, but of course, the next wheel we're gonna go for the Duchess. Hey, that's a summoner. There we are. As I was saying, after we grab the hybrid life ES nodes, we're gonna go for the pure ES wheel. So I think our energy shield might end up close to 3000 as well in the not too distant future. Okay, that's just regular cash. Okay, all we need to do is move through. No real need to go into corrupted areas. Might as well just push through. I think we still have 1 Perendus coffer and a rogue exile left. But other than that, we did do the majority of the fun things. Oh, Pike River, rivets. And there is the Parentis box. Lovely. Okay. Let's see, column 1, column 2. Oh, Pycraft is not dead yet. Ah, there. Overlooked it. It has a little bit of a brownish color scheme, so it kind of falls away in all the background here. This coffer. Okay, so many coins, so little time. Okay. More constructs. Constructs gone. Hello there, Tynwin Hideout. Okay. That's rather rogue exile. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop bothering with the rare items. I think I'm more or less just drowning in orbs of alteration and in this close to the end of the lake, it's not really gonna help me that much anyway. Oh, hey, yeah, that's the one I want. Ow, ow. Yeah, yes, exactly. Yes, spine snap. That's 1 out of 6, so now 1 out of 5. Or now there's 5 left. Spine snap, that's dangerous. Of course, reasonably heavy chaos damage is a important factor in that damage, or in the danger there. I think that does cover everything that was there to spawn here. So next level we do get the same set of challenges. That is gonna be absolutely lovely. So okay, here's the hoping we get another one to cross off of the list.
I think it likes me.
Larger, slower moving groups of enemies makes it easier to just charge maximally. You can just kill them in a single blow all at the same time. Whoop. Okay. Hello, porcupines. Whoa, wait, they don't belong here. That means the porcupine invader is here. You, play back. Gee, steroids much? I think I'm channeling somewhere underneath, but he's just throwing out so many projectiles I can't even see my own attack. Did I get him? I think I got him. Okay, next up is crustacean snipers. Again, you don't belong here. That means Mother of the Hive must be the next. Shiver Shell. Mother of the Hive is the corrupted Val boss version of it. And then we have a rogue exile in the back. Wow! Val detonated. But I had some issues with placing. Christina. Okay, let's replace our golems. Okay, it's a bit of a mess here. It's fun though. I mean, if you have it's just a slow plodding progression through the game because you always have fights like this, then bring it. This is seriously a very fun way to play through the game. Just lots of invaders, rogue exiles. I could do without the Brandis chests, to be honest. They're less interesting than the uniques with their protection squads. Okay, just lower your resist and then we burn you. Superior eternal life. That's not quite what we're going for, but I do need to upgrade my bleeding fixing at some point. Okay, void scream. Somewhere around here. Exactly there. And that. Excellent. Okay, next encounter. Okay, unique horrendous mobs. Let's pick this bridge for fighting on. Okay, taking a little bit more air damage than I would like. And I murdered my golems. Ah, chaos. Ah, that is... Wow, that's actually the... I thought it might be a rogue exile or something, but... It's an indebted peasant. Pfft. Peasants. Might be at a positive chaos resistance, but... doesn't make me immortal or immune to chaos. Okay, now 1-on-1. Don't mind the golems, still 1-on-1. And it works much better. And it's just a regular chest. Oh, a lot of currency though. Let's see. Okay, next up. Still feels like there ought to be one more invader. And of course we have the quest boss. Ah, Brandis chest. Okay, Exile is surrounded by them. That is less than ideal. Ah, they came from the west. Okay, gone. Kuto, hired muscle. Well, you can sunder all you want, but I can murder you nonetheless. There's nothing you can do against it. Oh. Attack the coffer. Ah, it's another one. Alright, just some spare mobs. Boatload of Brandis coins. Wonder how many coins I'll eventually end up with at the end of the run. Wouldn't be surprised if I actually do cross the 3000 threshold with a 3500 or something. That was a number that we needed in Act 3 to buy a unique item of sorts. Ah. Boss fights. Didn't really help all that much. So, I don't think goats normally walk this earth, do they? Exactly, we have a Konu. Konu, maker of winds. That's nice. After Shock, maker of falls. Sure. The other goat. Sorry. If I say that you goats are all the same to me, is that, I don't know, speciesist in some way? Don't think I'm supposed to say that.
Trapped spirits in this place. I can feel them.
Okay. So that is at least the skill point that we came for. Yep. Let's well just stash some things. So we're up to over 3,000 already. That works. Have a chat with Tasuni. That is yet another skill point, and that gets us Written in Blood. 3,002 alive. And the energy shield in town is already 1927. That also helps quite a bit. Okay. Onwards to the crystal veins. Let's see. Gonna go onwards to the place we haven't explored yet. Once you run out of those places, then you must have found the exit. But as I said, we did find the 3 invaders already, and also a rogue Exile. Yeah, that's Agostina Solaria with her spectral blades. And another surprise party. Something has an aura in there. I don't think it's, yeah, it's just a regular rare. Detonates corpses. I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. Skeletons, rare items. Sure, why not? I don't think I want to be in the middle there. And again, golems are so fun to fight against because they're slow. Give you plenty of opportunities to murder them. And then there are the crystal veins. I think that consumes most of our things here. Okay, so after that's going to be invasion, bloodlines, and horrendous. Yeah. But this is as far as we go for now. Running a couple of maps is probably going to be useful.
Don't be frightened, little mountain. It'll all be over soon.
Oh, if you look at the life and mana, well, they basically our health pool, and we should be capable of at least defeating Calm and the rest are withstanding the damage that they dish out. Okay, you are big, scary. Okay. Note to self, whatever I say, I think I can take on certain boss. You can almost start a timer to indicate that something like this is gonna happen. I got frozen. And didn't realize I actually was frozen because I'm not expecting cold damage down here. So walking away was rather difficult and my flame dash didn't really work. At least I tested my flask using reflexes alright, but it's the upgraded hail rake, isn't it? Shiver Sting. take out all the small stuff. Then what remains, of course, is going to be the boss. I don't like my viewing angle too much here. No. There we are. Unique necro circlet. Jump cutter prison. Okay. So what did we find? Cheetah's Apex. Strength, mana, 5% increased experience gain, elemental resists, and increased elemental damage. Okay. Would have been interesting. The 5% increased experience gain, of course, helps you when you're trying to power level through the game. The bonus is 10 Olbras is 30 points of resistances. Not a fairly high amount. I don't think there was life on there. A bit of mana, a bit of strength. That was it. Hey, quartz flask. Ah, that one. Forbidden taste, instant life recovery. Well, 3/4 of it, and then you take case damage over time. Oh, that's great for us. Okay, but we do have one of the invaders down. 2 more to go. Oh, this is the Burning Man arena. This is interesting. I'm trying to kill a righteous fire mob with fire damage. That's not entirely the thing that's supposed to be able to kill him. Since he's already literally burning. But okay. Game doesn't have elemental immunities, so we can gloss over it. It's relatively alright. Ooh, that's 53% total damage. It's only 9% less than what I have, but it's going to be 100% useful for both the hit as well as the burning damage. So we could keep that and maybe craft something useful on top. Oh, there's a lot of enemies there. And our horrendous buddies are back. Okay, just keep channeling Flameblast until things stop attacking me. It's a very simple defense strategy, but it's effective. No, don't argue with results and all that. First glance, not a bad deal. Extra life, some resists. I have to compare it to my current one, but then again, I get attacked here. Okay, lots of golems, but instead of just killing them one by one, see if we can just group them all up here. Like that. Ah, the Void Scepters. That is the level 68. Great base item. Blah. Too much yellow. Okay. And that is another chest. Oh. There was something providing an aura there. think I might have murdered the aura provider there. Because suddenly everybody left the party. Oh, and thingamabob. A frog. Invader frog. Frog Vader. Genesis Paradise. Ah, picked it up and dropped it again. Decent base life. Would I potentially compensate for the added shield? Probably. And holy moly, that's yet another huge stack of coins. Okay, I'll focus on the coins, then let's have the totem as such deal with the minions and then just keep pushing forward. At some point we're gonna run into the waypoint. Or into something else that really wants to murder me. Yeah. That was shocking again, wasn't it? Because, yeah, he's kind of flooding the place with fire. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Is that guy hyper aggressive? But he's dead as well, so. Yeah, that's alright. Oh. Yeah, that was the third of its kind. So we now run into the exit, then at least we had everything. Oh, another blue. And this is the path towards the waypoint. Okay. So, Lady Diana, hello, how are you? Time for choices. Time for choices. Am I gonna continue with the storyline, or am I gonna run some maps? This is also low level, I suppose. Yep. Keeping in mind, of course, that I am artificially inflating the difficulty by running with all these leak stones. If we don't have that, then the general progression is gonna be a bit easier and a bit more straightforward. So, especially for the later parts of the game, we can tone things down a little bit to just make sure that we're not making things suicidally difficult without any real reason.
Yes.
Wait, that's potentially useful.
I'm watching you.
Okay, problem here would of course be it's only a 4 link instead of a 5 link. It's potentially nearly a side grade, so just randomly roll. Okay.
What do you want?
I could have crafted something like 30 cold res or fire or lightning, whatever I need res on there. In this case, just using a random roll to basically just make the decision for me, make it a little easier in that regard. Okay, this one was relatively drop-in and replaceable because it's not a 5 link, of course. Cold res at the expense of fire res, that would not make too much of a difference. The fire would drop us down to 80. This would again push us up. 126 energy shield. If we add another 20% on top, that would push us to 152, I think. 151, 152. So we get more energy shield. On top we also get more life. Oh no wait, that is actually max energy shield. I read it as life for some reason. That's 50 base ES, assuming 200%, so that's going to be another 100 or so ES. For virtually no change in my resistance, at least not a negative one, just over capping another one, I think that is worth the small effort. I do. Well, let's just fix that one first. 151. That was close enough. 151, 152. Okay, one red, a blue. Might be more economical to do it in the Vrici bench, but this works. Okay, then this one can go into the old gear box. Oh no! Another OG. Yeah, okay, so we're really close to some truly endgame things. Is there anything I would particularly want on here? The mana regen is not a bad thing to have, actually. Since we are burning through quite some of it. Mana regen, would that be the headstones? Prefix, suffix, mana regen is the same as this. So, oh, now we can also roll spell damage on top. That would be abusively fun and strong. Wow. I didn't realize that the damage was a suffix. Which I can also craft, though 15 to 19, that's less good. Okay. I don't have enough chaos to use this one, so we'll just stick with the lower tier recipe. So now it is superb compared to what I have, though I do lose out on the mana regen department. We'll have to keep an eye out for that, but more damage. It has its own kind of persuasive power. Blue, blue, and a red, other way around. That's just a decoy. Though for some of the more gnarly fights, having only a single golem and then having the decoy on switch would probably be more useful. Let's see, none of this is linked, right? Then this is actually an improvement. Okay, 941, 992. So you are enabled again, you are enabled again. And then the Val Lightning Trap. Okay, old gear. Actually, just keep it in the use. Not entirely sure if this is going to be a good idea or not, so it's easier to switch back that way. Okay, we still have some of these. Okay. So our resists are overcapped. That is good. Chaos is positive. That's also good enough for now. 3000 life, 2759 ES. Just over 900 mana. So that gives us an effective health pool of 6,500. Level 67. We're already at 68 there. So pushing forward may mean I'm going to be under leveled. So for the time being, let's actually run a couple of tier 1 maps. Just nothing too fancy, just blue at best. Boss has more life and slightly less recovery of life and ES. Yeah, that should be doable as an opener. Just gear up a little bit, get some XP under our belt. And then after that, see if we actually will take on the bosses of Act 4, just to close things off. Double check. Invasion bosses. It was a map that makes uniques. Technically, is a invader boss a unique, or is it just a regular unique? Either way, they're going to be more dangerous. Bloodlines on maps just helps us get more map drops and get more XP. And then these. Do we have anything with rogue exiles? I don't think so. No, burn through all of those while leveling. Okay, and then we're gonna settle on this. Also, I can actually leave some of these leak stones behind. Okay, let's try this. See, because you really get a boatload of mods from your leak stones. Desert, that's gonna get us the not a mirage of bones, but same deal, different name. Okay. Hello? Anybody here? Anybody? Hello? Okay, fighting balls. Okay, just for defensiveness sake, let's keep the decoy totem at the ready. So in case of danger, then we can throw down a decoy totem and direct some attention away. Especially since this is a relatively open area, if I can run into a invader that is shooting a bunch of icy spikes or things like that, then having a decoy totem to draw them away from me would be useful. Volatile Flameblood. Okay, TSP cleared out a nice dead end. Always like that. Heralds of the Obelisk. The teleporting ones, of course. I am giving them enough targets to aim for. Bloodline stone, that is useful. Rah. And more heralds. Yes, you are the guilty ones. Stop doing that. Technically it's their dead buddies that I killed that are doing it, but who's keeping count really? It's a technicality. I'm just gonna blame them. Tier 2 Oasis map, that's always lovely. I have no idea what my map clear progression was here. Yeah. Pushed. We pushed rather far. I might have pushed myself a little too far on a tier 8 or 9 map. Something vaguely sticks in the back of my mind. But I must say, it does feel like half an eternity ago. Because of the whole beta stuff in between, and of course leveling this character as well. Order of the Frozen Sky. Just keep nicely in the glowy red circle. Now can I reward you all at once. Hello. Goodbye. That might have been a little too over eager. killing them from in the middle of the pack. That was a little bit excessive. I probably shouldn't have. Just taking a little too much risk. So, throw away goats everywhere. Jungle Valley. Oh, also, wait. Yeah, yo. I also realized, just glancing at my skill bar, that I do have Foul Discipline on there, even though I don't remember the last time I actually used it. And there sure have been some occasions where it could have been useful to use it. Because I have been playing a little bit Wraeclast here. Okay, set them on fire, burn them down. Especially the one that is gonna move at some point in the future. You. Oh, lovely. And you're dead. You just don't know it yet. Lovely. Fire quiver. Ah. Black smoke or something. Black gleam. Okay, so that is 50 plus mobs remaining. Also, there are 3 invader bosses around here. Somewhere. And I'm still level 67. So, yeah, we're gonna see just how much XP we can squeeze from this map. Okay, just thinking out a bit of a timeline here. 9:45, so that means we've got just over 2 hours remaining. So running a couple more maps just to get some XP seems useful. But that means it's probably more useful to split this video into a couple more parts. Say half an hour or an hour each. Because it's not going to be a full playthrough of Act 4. Simply don't have the levels to feel comfy with that. Also, who is putting down markers? That is someone who is misbehaving. Kind of invader. Ah yes. Guardian of the Mound. Right, and you a regular back in Act 1. It's not a goat though. What's with the goats tonight? All goats. Dead goats, but goats nonetheless. Fall of Oriath. So yeah. That's the endgame gear of gods. And exiles. 68, so can't actually use it yet. Fire rest, that's not bad to have. Mana is a bit rubbish. This has the reverse problem. Life is not a bad prefix. Okay, but at least I got some re-rolling material there. Hey, it's ghosts. There's a rare. Mix and match. And murder. Also, we got ourselves a horrendous mob in the mix. And that's way too many orbs for there not to be an invader. Flameblast is relatively safe as far as skills are concerned. Because of the, hey, I'm just gonna channel a really big AoE splash at the edge of the screen effect. And well, if you attach a spell totem to it, which I'm not doing, but of course you could, then it becomes even safer, since then that makes you immune to other gnarly effects, such as Reflect. Also means you don't have to stand still and channel the thing. Hello everybody. That's a boatload of tier 1 maps. If I didn't have enough already, now I definitely do. Okay. I might as well refresh my golems. See, how are we? Okay. Whenever League Stone drops, it just makes me think, like, wait, do we still have charges remaining? Because it is so easy to run out. Okay, whoop. Let's take a step backwards, blow you up. Okay, but no map like this where we're not really making the mobs more difficult. The unique had a little bit more life, but I did not really notice, to be honest. Probably indicates that we could be playing tier 2, tier 3 maps. As long as we don't pile on any damage mods, we should generally be doing alright. It might be useful to experiment with some of the Sextons. I haven't actually used them since they were first added back in the Atlas.
Still sane, Exile.
Oh, Sana, you got a suicide mission for me. Also, someone is summoning Raging Spirits. So Sana mission is basically a free map. Miss out, yeah, Firestarter. Haha, Firestarter. I needed you. Lovely. That means there's only 4 different ones left to go. Slay the corrupted monsters. There's no time limit. That's good. Okay, you are a Reflector, but that's alright. Lovely. Go us. 50 mobs. Can't be too much of the map remaining though. Okay. Packs like these definitely help to fill things up, and we're down to 40. Okay. Anything obviously that I missed, or is it just a mix of mobs all over the place? A little corner there. Mostly it though. Uber Circlet, haha, that's another endgame gear piece. $38 cold, bit of mana. 105 energy shield. But that will be raised to 120 by the base, by the quality, so that's only 31 energy shield less. Then we get 12 extra cold, as well as 61 mana, which effectively means it's going to be about 40 or so more usable mana. Which effectively is virtual health. Yeah. Okay, I think I stopped dropping. Like, hey, there's another 10 chisels. That's a nice card actually, the cartographer. Okay, we got a stone there, we got a stone here. That's just a jewel that's not relevant. These are just a boatload of maps, and I actually don't feel like sorting them because they're all just low tier and they're gonna be duplicates, so I'll just pretend they don't exist. Okay, Regalia. Hubris. So with a wand next to it, we're slowly assembling the gear we could be using in the endgame. But first, let's see if Zana is truly set on murdering me. Arachnid Tomb, a level 2 roll. It's indoors, lots of spiders.
Every move,
Spider boss.
every breath, with a million little wires.
Patches of tar, additional projectiles, chaining. That could end up pretty horrid. Because we do have 2 golems, so everything that's gonna chain. Basically, I do have myself 2 lightning rods with me. We'll see how it feels while playing. Oh, that's a little too much there. Let's take a step backwards. Yeah, 68, it's a tier 1, equivalent even, not even a tier 2. So that one's gone. What's meant for a more projectiles chaining map, we're seeing a lot of simple melee zombies rather than projectile stuff, which I'm thankful for. So the slay the corrupted monsters thing doesn't actually point anywhere yet. But it might be that they're simply going to be in the boss room. Oh, there's a lot of stuff happening. Ah, yeah. Shamish. They are already painful when they are not chaining their attacks. Chaining just makes it even worse. Okay. Totem. Thing. Explodify. 68. Lovely. We're on par. Okay, I don't think I want to be in that room anymore. There was a yellow snake next to me. That didn't help too much either. Yeah, so this is where the chaining kind of backfires. Okay. Just get the recovery shrine. That does help me regen a bit. And then we get our golems back. Skill point, so we grabbed this. That means next up is going to be Unnatural Calm. This and the 5 next level, so I'm 68, so at 73 we will hit it. Till then though, lots of stuff. Let's take a step backwards. Let them come to me. Or more importantly, ow. They were a little bit frosty. Yeah, those queens in the back, they do shoot quite a bit. Snakes as well. The good thing is my golems are immune to elemental damage. So queens shooting and hitting golems is not actually that big a deal. Snakes, however, I believe those missiles at least contain a portion of chaos damage, if not entirely chaos. So that's gonna hurt a little bit more. There was a reflector there, but luckily we don't have to care too much. Oop. Yeah. This is where chain and projectiles do make things a bit more dangerous. Since you can be out of the room and still get hit. Especially if you have the golems retreating in a sort of a staggered formation. One catching the projectiles, the other reflecting it back to you out of the room. And there's a staircase. Let's re-summon the golems. So this is the only downside of a dual golem setup with only one skill slot to shower for them. Okay, I think those are the ones we need to kill. And those. Oh, big smashy bone stalkers. Two different rooms. Okay, they're zombies. That's alright. 20 of 70. That's a rather large target number. Good thing is there's always more zombies. Okay, large room with lots of zombies. Helps. Spark mages. Well, actually, I don't think they were spark mages. They look more like frost projectile mages. Things. Hence the resist cold also. So I'm just gonna stop picking up items. Oh, and we murder the room, and there we are. Mission accomplished. But of course there's plenty more mobs to murder. There we are. 50 plus mobs remain. But there is the arena. Let's see. Golems have been refreshed. We have our defensive setup. So here it goes. Yeah. Okay. And there we are. That was the boss. Nice thing, of course, it was effectively a first tier map. So I think we're toned down a little bit to more manageable difficulties. I think that was good enough for the first map run. We are 68
How are
now.
your maps? Stay
That of
safe,
course
Exile.
allows us to have a look at the regalias and the scepter here. This is 69 still, so that's not mean next level. Let's see, above item level 70. So have a look. 62 life. For our Val Regalia, I believe the best modifier we can add is percentage increased energy shield, rather than life or energy shield, since it will yield us the highest effective HP increase, or highest effective health increase. Hybrid prefix, poor fire resistance suffix, which I can't actually afford right now. 36% increased energy shield. That is not gonna be a great amount, though it is already more than what we currently have. Do we need the cold rest? We don't need the cold rest. So technically we already have a superior one if it were not for the whole 5-link business. I mean, getting 5 sockets on is not that big a deal, but 5 linking, 150 fuses, I don't believe I have it, no. So at this point, let's actually not bother with that. We really got a decent setup here. Should be enough. Okay, so let's go for the bosses. Did I just trigger? I just triggered. Leak stones. I wasted 3 innovation bosses even. Okay. And I will backtrack and murder them. I am here to try and obtain my achievements after all. As well, and just getting a little bit of extra XP is not going to be too much. Haha, shooting around corners yet again. Jewelers, what's in the box? Casanova. Okay. Would have been nice to get a rogue Exile. Can't always get what you want, though. Yo. Okay, is Order of the Frozen Sky, yeah. There joins the group. That was just a couple stragglers. The real fight is here. Okay, they are massacring my golems. Go dual lightning golem then for now, since that is the one that is active. You only benefit from a single bonus, so having 2 different ones is better. I don't find myself using the decoy totem at all, because of course I do have an aggressive totem. Which again, now if I'm doing a boss fight, a Scorching Ray Totem, which is gonna zap a boss's resistances, is probably gonna be more beneficial than a totem that is gonna distract them. Well, unless of course not being the object of their attention is my goal. It's an interesting trade-off to make. One that I don't think is has a globally good answer. It's probably going to be very situational. And it's where lacking just even one button is gonna be noticeable. I think golems on a cast when damage take and auto cast setup would of course make it easier, since I can just remove the button altogether. The thing is, with 2 golems on the cast when damage taken might not perfectly stay in sync for the recasting. Though actually if they always get cast at the same time because of the triggers and they have the same cooldowns, then I think they ought to remain in sync. But then again, auto and will are 2 separate things. Still looking for invaders, but not spotting them. Some corrupted blood there. Yep, there is probably the cloaky snake. Yeah, too much damage. Let's get you out of my face. Have yourself a totem. Like that. And there we are, Maker of Floods. Ooh. Does the high ground afford me an advantage here? Now that is lovely. It is. Cool. He's dead. Totems are not though. There. Now they are. Oop. Yeah, slightly overcommitted. Let's take a step back. Okay, more snakes. Lots of chaos. Oh, and something put desecrated ground down there, so that might have been a new invader. Probably the Countess? The Duchess, I mean. She is a summoner. Drool Scar. Hey, that does not ring a bell. It's not on the list though. Whoa, 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 Koniraya Shadow of Malice. Ah, damn, the Buccaneer should have given that away. Hey, that was way too close a call. Koniraya is gone. I can't say this is not exciting. Corrupting blood, okay. Let's fix that, keep it under control, since it does have a habit of chewing through my energy shield rather quickly. Corrupting, more corrupting. Gone. Serpentine constructs. I keep expecting them to be accompanying one of the Serpentine construct invaders. So I killed 1 or 2 of the invaders. And or did we kill 2 or 3? That is the downside. Yeah, because we did see 2 different names. So, logical assumption is that they are dead, otherwise I would have seen them when passing through. Okay. A couple of bits of the map are left unexplored, so let's backtrack a little bit. But yeah, especially the invader bosses, they are a very nice warm-up to see how we would fare against, say, a Calm or a Doresso. Some of them conceal mud. Some of them might actually be more scary to deal with. Okay, I think that's mostly a full clear, so let's just return via waypoint.
What is it, Exile?
I believe I picked up something by accident. Ooh, Chaos Res. We have Chaos Res, and this is not the right kind of glove for me. So, any good on this? Cast speed is potentially useful. What can we get on a prefix? Socketed lightning gems. Oh, we already have quite a decent number of more damage multipliers, but if we just manage to increase our casting speed so we can stack our charges faster, that of course also helps. So this is a difficult one to replace. 81% damage. 7.63, that's a noticeable amount. That's a boatload of damage that we're lacking. I don't think the trade-off is going to be all that worth it. Yeah, so for now, we'll just lock it away and head out to Calm. Let's see, yep, that's going to be here. Okay, might turn into a bit of a mega episode after all. Let's see, do we have anything left to put in? We do. So, Perandus, Essence, Bloodline, so we can just fire and forget. And just have a little bit of background noise while we run towards Calm.
So this is what the inside of a Karui king's head looks like. I hope they're not all like this.
I seem to have lost some cast speed somewhere along the lines. So I think I did have it higher before. Oh. Immortality there. Doesn't help if they are dead though. Ah, Inuit totems all standing there, waiting to be burned. Or act as decoy for the rest of their brethren to scorch me. That's a better way to think of it, I think. They were waiting for me, trying to murder me. Just looking all innocent. And they get backstabbed by a burrowing fury hound. Ooh, that's not entirely button I wanted to hit, but definitely is not a walk in the park blitzing through here. This definitely... They are resisting. They definitely don't want to die here. But hey, 68 versus 68, that's a fair fight. Oh, and in here, oh yeah, of course we have a bunch of overloading effects that do boost our damage. That is one of the interesting bits of the build here. Most of your damage will not be shown on the tooltip. Of course you got the stacking damage multiplier. What is it? 10, 11 times the base damage that you deal with the actual hit at 10 charges. That's chaos. Well, on top we have the elemental overload that we're triggering, we have elemental equilibrium, we have flammability, and after that we have the ignite, which is the true star of the show. The fun thing for this build was that I wouldn't really start to scale the damage until after I completed scaling the defenses of the build. So no, that would be after level 73. I think that's what I said before. When we got our bonus to energy shield fully leveled up. And then after that, I think the Witch Fire Wheel might probably be useful. Volt Ice Blood, okay. You explode at a distance, please. Haha! A portal gem. Don't find those every league. Strictly speaking, they do the same as portal scrolls. Take up skill slot. So not always the greatest idea in the world to bring them, but I believe you could corrupt them into breach portals. If you actually want to have breaches active, of course. So the second area of come stream is likely to be 69 area. Yeah, probably. And then the harvest is 70. So now we'll have COM 1 that we are currently in, we'll have COM 2, then we'll have Duresso 1, Duresso 2, then Belly of the Beast, and after that the Harvest. So plenty of time to do hit a level 70 before that. Okay, Lightning Shrine. Yeah, let's grab it, that at least can't hurt me anymore. Though the shocking ground there is, of course, still dangerous. Okay, this is the trappings of Triskeriaki's hideout. Just around the corner to the bottom right there. So let's murder everything else around here first, so we don't get unwelcome bonuses during that fight. Oh, aha, oh. Taking a lot of damage. This is Triskeraki at his finest. How I've missed this. Okay. Running out of life flask charges there, definitely not useful. You murderous fiend, you. Column 1, column 2. Trick is to not be where they shoot. But I think this guy has like 80% fire resistance, so you really need to line up everything just right to actually hurt him. There we are. So missing piece of the puzzle was putting the Orb of Storms in his face. Because of course then we get Elemental Equilibrium as well as Flammability, piercing his fire resistance and actually hurting him. And once I got that, he did die rather quickly. So good reminder every once in a while to actually use game mechanics rather than brute force to defeat a foe. Okay, so a lot of things going on. But it feels like it's just a bunch of really noisy small mobs. Oh yeah. We have it there. Let's take that one out first. Wailing Essence of Hatred. Whoa, that's a totem with a lot of friends. So difficulties placing those. More totem buddies, of course. There's the totem I'm looking for. There we got you. And you're gone. Another interesting fight. I must say, running these areas basically at level instead of waiting until I've reached yellow maps or something before going in actually makes these areas a nice challenge, rather than something that you can indeed waltz through without risk. Though the progress for the area is a little bit slower than I had expected it to be. Because, well, my perception of how fast you normally go through has been a little bit warped by always doing this overleveled. That's one of the things that I did discover in the beta. Now I was just trying to play through things as I encountered them, and I was playing a standard, so there was no real risk. And you can get away with a surprising amount of level differences in your disfavor. and still come out ahead. I mean, running maps at like level 63 or something, that is perfectly doable. Sure, not gonna blitz through, but that is doable. If you're relatively well geared for your level, then you can do it. Okay, and there's the sackers. Lovely. Spirit walkers. Okay, it is better to let things fight at a distance rather than in your face. Horrendous horde, horrendous horde. Why are you horrendous horde? I guess it is my fault for socketing those legacy leak stones though. Can't blame anything else but my own choices. Lightning damage. Yeah. Yeah, we already have one, so it doesn't really matter to keep this. Another map. That's a horrendous horde. That's technically not the one that I need. Down. Another portal gem? What? That's 2 in a single map. That's interesting. Then, yeah, of course, then there's the bridge and then another staircase. Then we're probably gonna get the unique totems on the other side as well. Reflect and indeed unique totems. So let's take a step back here and just deal with everything that is not a totem first. So they will actually walk towards me. Okay, reflector is gone. Some of the extra mobs around here can easily be fixed, so let's do that. Okay, that was a unique drop. I do have the space. Question is, was that actually worth the risk? Because I was still under attack and all that. Okay. Ah, snake bites. Found those. No, I found those in Act 3 as well. Found them recently at least. Big stone, everything is on the other side of it, so I'll just put a orb in here. Then blow them up. Okay. Move around a little bit, just not getting hit by all the attacks. Seems to have worked. Hit and run attacks might not be the best in the world at doing them, but slowly getting better at the strategy. And there we are, comes Stronghold. So that rolled with Bloodlines, extra essence, and regular Perandus. Perandus chests are guarded by an additional rare, so that's gonna be fun. And it is a 69 area. So mobs are gonna be slightly stronger, but also yield more experience. Which of course helps me advance faster. Basically like a tier 2 map. Mark of Cannibalism. A circlet, well we already have one, so don't really need more. If I want to reroll it, I always can, of course. Oh, that's my own flame golem. That's not one of those volcanic golems that drops out of the sky. Speaking of, I think that might have been one. Okay. That's quieting down things a little bit. Let's see, that's maxed, so more points. Right, that was a titanium spirit shield, wasn't it? Mana regen and mana. That's not entirely what I want. Oh. Let's not box myself in. Let's take a small step back here. Things are intense enough. And even fire golems or meteor golems or whatever you want to call them, with a decent chunk of fire res. Once they get everything I have against them stacked up, they're not gonna last for too long. Okay, usually this is the path that leads to further into the area, so that is good. Also, where's my mouse? There we are. Still getting filthy volcanic golems. Oh, quicksilver. Oh. Already got a good quicksilver, so don't really care. Again, end of league, already got a stash tab full with all kinds of utility flasks, so there's no point in picking up new, especially not if I've already got them. Doing a bit more damage than I would expect to be. Okay. Bridge, always good. Crossing the bridge. That's at 1.2 or 1.3 seconds that you need to fully charge up the Flameblast. In the middle of a tense fight or a very busy fight like this, it definitely feels a bit on the long side. But it's also the enemies are spread out enough that, I don't know, it doesn't feel good to not cast it fully, even though it is effective enough at killing things. Okay, maybe it's just time for another just mental shift of how to cast. So you see, rapid tapping does work better, and we do not need the entirety of the firepower of a single blast. We can get away with a lot less. Bit of luck. I was gonna say with a bit of luck this is where the bridge is, but this is indeed where an essence is, or instead where an essence is. Nice side effect of just about everything throwing elemental damage at me is that the golems are staying very well alive. That was not a natural thing. And you are gone. Bring your bones. That explains the skeletons. And now you are gone. And into the next wave. I suppose we're getting pretty decent XP for this. I mean, just dinged and already we've got 3 bubbles into the next one. Okay. Small path here, another staircase. Whoop. A little too intense. Also, note to self, you can't actually cast when you're holding your mouse over icons. City icons. Okay, and this pillar of stones or of skull things might actually indicate that the bridge is here, which would be lovely. Okay. 69, 69. He's gonna be 71, so let's see how fair this fight is gonna be. Here, yourself a totem. Okay. Just burn, burn, burn. Okay, let's go full on aggro here. And calm, King of Rage, can't actually do much against it. Fun times. Fury, Rage, Fury. It's all emotions that are very, very angry. Okay, just a bunch of these. Okay, oh, we can have a chat with the folks in town, though I think the rewards we're gonna get are yellow maps, if that. I think it's a yellow map. Oh, Jules. Not even a great one either. Hey. Is the instance still up? Of course it's not, so we'll take these out. On the other hand, no, for the rest of the arena there's going to be some fights in very small boxes, and I don't think it's going to be wise to crank up the difficulty for that.
Bye bye.
Since, well, not the most tanky of characters. Got plenty of health pool, but no leech or anything. So it's a 68 area, as I thought. No, both of the first areas are 68, so slightly downgraded. Gets us a little bit of an opportunity to gather some more XP, and then the next one is going to be 69 again. We'll just see how fast we gain XP, whether we will hit 70 or not in the arena here. He was hiding items. That also doesn't help too much. Hello, yellow chicken. Goodbye, yellow chicken. Blue chickens. That was a little too much damage. I did anticipate it with the sulfur flask and things like that, but it was just a little too much damage. A little more damage than I wanted. Or should have been standing in the way of. Okay, first encounter. Okay, so far, as long as these dogs are getting thrown at me, it's okay. It's the chickens, they do a lot more damage. Especially when they fire as a more coordinated group, it seems. Okay. But again, it's definitely not one of those fights where you can just shrug and ignore everything that happens. You really... You are taking damage, you have to anticipate it a bit and just be quick about killing them. So you don't have to tank all of the damage. Because well, it is one of those situations where aggression is a valid form of defensive strategy. Okay, positioning myself against the pillar here means from one end they can't shoot at me, they have to walk around. It's basically just funneling them into a position that's more favorable to me. Also takes away their alpha strike capability to a certain degree. More dogs, sure. Oh, blue chickens are tougher. Right. Okay. Next. I haven't seen the uniques yet. Most of the time they are earlier. Ah, speak of the devils. Yeah, that chicken is definitely the gnarly one. And this is just the regular version, it's not even the canyon map boss. Now that one is nasty. But a worthy foe. That's that is the good bit about it. Might be nasty, but it is a worthy foe. Okay, this might be a dead end. Just double checking anyway. Exactly. Hello, doggy. Goodbye, doggy. So, exit up there that I haven't checked. It is indeed a corridor. And at least some chickens so I can regain my flask charges. Not enough Quicksilver. Oh, but the hot dogs. That also works. Just not stand in the fire for too long. That is less than healthy. Lightning. I don't think I need more lightning. 20 over cats, that's gonna be enough for tonight. Oh, there's a shrine, which means be careful. Another Void Scepter to transmute. This is the... which is this? Brutal Shrine. Hit once, hit hard, crit all the things. It's not a knockback, increased damage and stun duration. Oh, hey, another one of these. It's not a guaranteed crit, that is of course the diamond one. Roast all the chickens. Working so far. Okay. And there we are. Boss fights. Yeah, man. Get over here. Exactly. He was a little too slow, but he's dead anyway. Take my first hit, set him on fire. Tends to solve a lot of issues. Not that great. Last one. Okay. 69.5.
Welcome to the grand arena of Theopolis. It is here I first laid eyes.
Didn't.
It is our inspiration that defines us. Do you fight for a gladiator? Die a death worthy of applause, gladiator.
It's one of the things I will end up missing once 3.0 hits. Now with the new 10x structure, we will no longer have the cruel and merciless versions of Dureso, Kaum and Malachi. We'll have the maps versions of course, but they are pretty high up. But oh, Merciless Dureso is... Oh, it's almost like a concept in the game. It's just... it's a gear check, it's a health check, it's a... He can do so much damage if you're underprepared. Then he might very well be the last thing you'll see on hardcore. But that will be gone once 3.0 hits. Of course, we will get the Act 10 equivalent of these fights, sure. But it's always a little sad to see some of the things that you've known for a long time and gotten used to just disappearing. And seeing as that the Merciless Act 4 bosses, which basically are some of the tougher fights in the story at least. They'll be gone, and instead Act 4 will be known as, well, the final act. That is not new content. But no, it's only going to be the normal version. There's not going to be the cruel or the merciless ones. And on normal, they are relatively doable. They're not as mean as they are on higher difficulties. Okay, those golems look like they need some replacement. That's not the way out. Okay, is this a dead end arena? Might be a dead end arena. I was kind of half expecting to run into the uniques here. Oh, it's experience. That's good. Yeah. And then we take the way forward here. Yeah, exactly. Those folks. Oh, stop. Whirling out of range. Thank you. Okay, I think we murdered another one. I think they were on fire. Yeah, we got the Vals and skeletons to trigger. And that's that. Okay. Right. Door is still closed. That means there is still one of the uniques alive. Where did it hide? Where did it run? Get over here, coward. Person with a sense of self-preservation might be another way, but doesn't sound as strong, I would say. Okay. Okay, King of Swords.
The way you fight reminds me of how it feels to be possessed with the idea of victory. Is your passion enough to claim a crown? Let's see.
Ring of Blades.
A king of swords is nothing if he cannot defend his crown.
Was I in time? I did set him on fire. Not standing in swords. Swords are painful. The Orb of Storms is what is gonna do a lot of damage here. Oh, itself. Summon golems. Note to self too. He actually hurts quite a bit. Well, just get out. I say he is tougher than Count by a lot. Normally is, but I guess it's because he is so aggressive. I can't be the aggressor in this fight, where I could with Calm, ironically enough. Okay. Now he's gonna be in his rage cage mode. The entirety of the fight. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about you, mister. Again, right back at you. Okay. Oh, there we are.
I'm sorry to have to break this to you, Jerissa, but she's not real.
She's all in your head. A figment of your imagination.
What is it, Exile?
Might as well just sell a couple of these things.
May fear guide you.
Oh, upside is we did manage to defeat all of that. Okay, no stones in here then. Well. Next up is gonna be Malachi himself.
Don't die, please.
Episodes. You can call it an episode. It's turning more into a
It's not
live stream
sufficient
length.
to limit real nightmare.
But we'll see. Can we take on Malachi? Or die trying? At least it would be a fitting way to end the series by at least doing my best effort to complete the story as it exists in 2.6.3. And just give my all to at least try to complete it one more time. And defeating Malachi or Merciless at least one more time. Since this is going to be my very last opportunity. Hey, Uber Circle. This is on par with what I've got. How am I with cold? Massively overcapped. Technically this could be an upgrade. Hold on to it. Well, wait, don't self. Mines hurt. Don't stand in mines. They hurt. Belt. These life, virus, but it's 19 less, so not really worth it. Okay, this might be... no, it's not the Bone Queen. Just appears to be like it because there's so many skellies popping out of the floor, but the room size is slightly different. Okay, suddenly everybody's waking up here. That's good. I'll just take a step back, lure everybody after me, and blow them up with a single explosion. It's called efficiency. Okay. This is the Bone Queen. She has those corrupted beasts. And she's shooting from the back. Lovely. Just so much graphical stuff, it's difficult to tell what the heck is happening. But I guess it is part of the charm of the build. It's, compared to this, a Viper Strike Shadow is a lot less fancy looking. Could even call it rather dull. But still fun to play though. Most of the time I have to head down, but it felt natural to head up here. And you do get some very odd layouts from time to time here, so exit could be anywhere. And in case of a detour, worst case we actually gain an extra level, get some extra energy shield. That'll be a win-win situation no matter what. And there we are, belly of the beast 2. So that's 4.5 bubbles remaining. I think before Malachi we can at least ding once more, so that's gonna get us to level 70. Which actually gets us on par with the harvest. This is a 69, harvest will be 70. Highest level area in the game. Well, in the story part that is. Maps of course go higher. Tier 3. Okay. Most of the time, level 2, the end always heads down and then a little bit up, so heading with a bend like up this way. Oftentimes it seems the right way. Gotta of course have an interesting encounter with Piety again. No idea how it went last time. So we'll have to see. It's gotta be a journey of discovery. It's interesting. The Resso was a lot tougher than I expected, though makes sense given the fact that I didn't have a lot of mobility and, well, in order to do really large amounts of damage, I do need to have a little bit of mobility. It's not that I didn't have mobility. I needed to be highly mobile instead of being able to stand and channel. And with Piety you do have a couple of opportunities because the beam is rather predictable. So you can just outrun it with a Quicksilver or something, or dash over it and then start channeling. And because she will be stationary, we can put down the Orb Storms, put down a totem. It's probably not going to die as a result of the corrupted blood stacks fast enough, so we probably can just get a bit of a resistance reduction off that way. And that should be enough to basically get her from, I think, plus 50 resists. See if she counts as an act boss. No, she's not an act boss, she's just a unique. Well, she's kind of special story boss. Not sure, but if it were 50% resists, we could probably get it to something like negative 50 with all the resist stripping stuff we got going on. Which of course makes a big impact. It's 3 times the damage that you would deal if you with the phaser without any curses, scorching rays. Elemental equilibrium, fire penetration, support gem. Yeah, we got a nice bag of tools going. Okay, let's refresh our golems. Oh yeah, and of course, Van Lightning Trap. Hello, Pidy.
For me, sister. It's not often we get to erase our failures.
Okay, she's awake. Okay, full charges is going to be a bit difficult, but yeah. Oh, ow. Okay. You're killing my minions. That's smart. So you're moving. What? And mines. Mines. Two. Okay. This is escalating a little bit into a different direction than I had wanted it to. It's actually a fight. Yeah, she's putting up. But against the beam helps a lot, actually. I guess the thing was killing the hives. Getting rid of the mines helps a lot. And die. Ready, please? Thank you.
Our mistakes can be our greatest achievements.
That was a exhilarating fight. Very. Okay. So harvest waypoints. Yeah, I think Dominus can get very exciting.
It seems I've underestimated parts. Good. I like surprises.
Oh, does have a bit of a good point there. Okay. Okay, that was gone. If you look at the life pools that the bosses have, at least back here in 2.6. Duresso and Calm on Merciless have around 700,000 or 800,000 points of life. And I believe Malachi is about double that, 1.7 million. If I'm remembering it, I do have a spreadsheet somewhere with the actual numbers, but that's what I'm remembering. That's why I'm often inclined to push the fight further back. Because basically, if you just purely look at the life totals, he's closer to a low tier red map boss rather than just the logical progression of the story. Of course, looking at life is only one part of the things. It's in the end the damage and how much damage you need to be able to absorb. That's what really matters. Ooh, you were circlet. Okay. Too bad. But if you are capable of at least absorbing one of the mines exploding, which hits for about 4,000 points of health, then you can get away with just a misstep.
What is it, Exile?
And just killing him, well, if he has cost twice the life that Calm has, then should be able to kill him in about twice the time it took me to kill Calm, which was rather quickly. No, theoretically.
You will
It's
be
2 levels
remembered.
higher, so... But he's an Act boss, so he might actually have a little bit more resists. As I said, Act bosses have 50% resist, rather than the 30 of map bosses. Might as well have a chat with Diala, cash in the quest. And that gets us another map. Oh, desert was kind of fun, so
They all leave me.
pick another one. Oh, Diala, you feel so sorry for yourself. Admittedly, you've been through a lot, but... eh. Okay, level 70, nearly level 70. It is kind of fun and liberating, I must say, to play at the final hour of the league. Knowing that, well, normally if I play with my character, then death means having to either restart the character, or it means that the progression is halted and I have to restart my progress again in the league with starting a new character. But here, the league is gonna end. There's nothing to lose. Chevron's arena, okay.
Now you are simply gorgeous. So
Yeah, you know what? Let's not get hit. Hello, Chevron.
Do stop fidgeting.
Oh, stop being so annoying. Not the self. She kind of hurts. Stand still.
Pretty.
And there we are.
After Brutus, I'm glad I won't be seeing any more of your work.
Superior Val Scepter. Nope. Oh, we can just go back down here. Harvest. Two more organs. Mr. I deal chaos damage and I'm a bit of a badass. Maligaro and a Doedre Curse at Everything Dark Tongue. Okay. Quite some damage coming in here. Essence. Essence of Woe. This is a reflector. Luckily, I am capable of resisting it to quite a degree. Though you don't want to do that if your life is at halfway. So it is to get the blowback, it's just not gonna hit you as hard. Maligaro's arena. Okay. Let's take a step back here. Mines all over the place. Where do they come from? Or maybe those eyes were just remnants. Malagaro.
Body to kill for.
Yeah. Not a big fan. He hurts. Did I mention he hurts? Okay.
I hate to be critical, but I've seen better.
He hurts. Was to be expected. Still. Ouch. He hurts. Also very close to 70. I think that got me a hubris circlet. Given how close these fights have been so far, prior to Malachi, take a very quick town stop. And have a quick look at the gear. Oh. You crawled from back behind me. Golem 1, Golem 2. Let's just do some small gear upgrades, because that is very likely gonna be one of the deciding factors here between living and dying. Dying. Okay. That is a little bit more. 2930. 70 more points gets me to 3000. It's just an arbitrary round number, of course. Doesn't mean anything. But it would be nice to hit 3000 just as a round numbers kind of thing. Oh. Eye mines below me. Probably good to start paying attention to those, because I will need to pay a lot of attention to them in Malachi's fight. Come on, it's not still you. Yes. Thank you. Date Race Arena. So, whoa. Lady. Quit being so drastic. It's always the... yeah, that takes me more damage. That makes me just slower. Also, it's been a while since I deliberately did this fight. Not entirely sure if that is a good sign or not. Let's interpret it as I'm definitely underpowered compared to what I usually do. Also, one curse is enough, don't get affected by more than one. Oh, also actually hits the witch, it helps. In this case, just getting to damage her was the biggest problem.
We witches have to have some standards.
But she's dead. And that is good. Okay, then we can hand the organs to Piety. Prep it. As I said, let's do a quick down stop. Have a look, because we did have this Uber circlet. So cold dress. See if we can get one with energy shield on it. Let's just max those out as well. 16, that is not a good bonus. Only prefixes, rubbish rolls, rubbish rolls. 75 life. Oh, let's get the quality on. So that's 120 energy shields. That means we are trading in 31 energy shield for 57 life. I think that is a good trade. That's definitely a good trade. Especially considering we'll be fighting a lot more on our life than on our energy shield. It means more survivability, and just +1 cold res is just icing on the cake. Lovely. Anything that needs to be linked? Scorching Ray. Oh. Let's split it the way it was. So 2 and 2. Like that. Lovely little drop-in replacement here. And then it goes out. So 32, 39, 28, 33. That is good. So that's gonna be old gear now. Somewhere in the back. Exactly. Okay. You can potentially upgrade this, so might as well have a look. Ooh, Chaos Rush. Instantly distracted, of course. Thing is, you really want to use this for damage. Because that is one of the weaker points of the build right now. I mean, the more damage we do, the better the chance of survival. Crit chance for spells, eh? What is my current crit chance? Yeah, 5, and then ignite is 45, so I don't really care about crit. That was the trick with this. And it's fire damage spells. That is gonna wreck with our Orb of Storm, so that is not a wise move. Mana regen. And then further damage. A little increased spell damage and life on the hit, but it's attacks, so that's not useful. Also, that is 77. Nah, it's still not an upgrade. So, you know what? We'll leave this one be. Was this an upgrade? I don't think so. Okay, then let's stop postponing and let's do this. Merciless Malachi at level 70. Let's do this.
I have been expecting you, witch. You and I are about to create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Will you go to bed now, little girl? Or do I need to tuck you in?
Now, Exile!
Yeah. You run. I wish. And then while you teleport, we'll just set you ablaze. Because that works rather well. Okay, thank you for the charges. Don't think I strictly need them yet, but sure. Lovely. Oh, that was a insanely close call. I'm almost afraid to look back at the video later on to see just how close that call was.
Embrace the future.
Currently just trying to not die, which in itself is an interesting achievement. Let's say, in terms of pacing, you do get a decent opportunity to just run around here. Okay, I think that was her. Okay. Definitely very happy with Mind Over Matter here. So I think I trigger a little more of the mind than I ought to. Come on, come to. Okay. That's, again, it hit me. If it's just too close. Okay, overstorms, mine, get out, shoot, explode. Oh. To a certain degree, the golems can act as minesweepers. But they're not really. Okay, I think I got her. One hour. One hour.
This is what I get for trying to be a bloody hero. Who'd have thought you'd be so suited to the role? I was convinced I'd made a fatal mistake in sparing your life in Axiom prison.
Okay, just a quick flask reset. Black Heart. This is it. Let's do this. One last time.
Let us see if you truly understand what it means to be Nightmare.
Mines, explode them.
Accept the gift of immortality.
First heart. Okay. Oh, that was a mine underneath my feet. That's maybe less than glorious. First mine is down. Or first heart is down. Not a mine, it's a heart. Just keep using my totem to reset the mines that he puts down. Or the traps, or whatever you want to call them. Oh. The thing is, in order to win this, it's not that I need to kill him. First of all, I need to not die. That's gonna be the biggest challenge here.
You are being selfish.
Crap, that was a mine. Okay, that means you pop up there. That means I can shoot at you. So I do ended up with 2 golems. Pop the mine. Pop the mine. Oh, yeah, let's not stand on the pretty art on the floor. Okay, Upper Storms is down, and we shoot. Ow, whoa. Mister, how can you be such a prolific mine layer? You are not a saboteur. No sir, you are not. So he managed to murder my golems. Minesweeping, no doubt. I think it's the final stage of the fight is going to be even more gnarly.
Are being selfish.
Because then there's even less space to maneuver around here. Okay, Storms on the floor. Blah. Second heart, even more challenges. Difficulty just keeps going up and up and up. Okay, flash charges, yes, thank you, Mr. Malachi. Dude, unfortunately. So, that was that. Malachi, Merciless. Unfortunately, I did not make it through. So, coming back to that theory of just surviving long enough, maybe a little more focus on damage would have been helpful, but I felt keeping the battlefield under control would be a bit more helpful. Well, that was Legacy League. Was interesting. Lasted very long. It was a big flashback. The League Stone mechanic is definitely not something I'm gonna miss because it was very fiddly. I was very enthusiastic about it in the beginning, but in the end it did start to feel very fiddly and lots of micromanagement. But this is it. This is the last 3.0 character that I'll play. So I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time in 3.0 in the Harbinger League. Bye bye.